Whilst you appreciate my very sweaty face this morning, and before I tell you about today's run, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Joe, tell you about the biggest fucking curveball that has smacked me in the face this week, and then talk to you about today's run. So Joe was, I think it's very easy, isn't it? You kind of see these pages and you see a name, and we probably all know somebody that we've lost to one form or another of cancer, right? It's a fucker. And very often you see the same information, don't they, about how lovely they were and how friendly they were and how amazing they were. And I always kind of then wonder, where do all the fucking assholes come from, right? But Joe genuinely was like magnetic, right? You could go to an event with her. I mean, outside of the events, if she and I would go for a lunch or a dinner together in London, then she, excuse my panting, she's only been outside for 5 minutes this morning, literally in the garden. She's not come out for a walk with me. We'll be closing the door in a minute, so she doesn't get too hot in this heat. But like Joe and I could go for a lunch or a dinner, and we'd be just sat, and she'd be, just going to go to the toilet, and she'd come back, and in the time that she was in the toilet, she could come back and tell you about the woman that was celebrating her promotion, or the woman that was just getting divorced, or the woman that had just got engaged, or the woman that just had a really, really shit day at work and just needed someone to talk to. And we'd go to these events together, and then she'd be like, oh, so-and-so that we met at wherever. And I'm like, I don't even know who you're talking about, right? Who are you talking about? I've no idea who you're even talking about. And she'd be like, yeah, you do. So-and-so that was wearing this or looking like this or doing this. And I genuinely have no, and I think, how have you even spoken to that person, right? We've been together all day long, and yet somehow you've managed to meet and connect and speak to the whole room. And that's just like who she was. And again, it's funny the things that you remember, right? Because the week that she was diagnosed with cancer, we had been into London together on the Tuesday night. Usually whenever we went into London, we'd all stay over. She could always find these gorgeous apartments that we would stay in. And the week that she was diagnosed, we'd been into London, and it coincided with another friend of ours who had celebrated her 50th birthday the week before. And Joe had arranged this event. We went for a Mexican meal, and then we went to an Aspire Circle together. And it was like an art evening that was hosted by Jenny Leonard Art. And we did these ridiculous drawings, and we were like doing drawings with our like non-dominant hand, like draw something with your left hand and draw something with your right hand. And definitely wasn't up, but we had so much fun. And as I said, we'd usually all stay in London together. And two of us on this event, after this event, stayed in London. And Jo went home because she had a hospital appointment the following day. And she'd been talking about for a few weeks, she'd just been having like some stomach issues. And they'd been getting progressively worse. And then by the Friday, it was like major surgery. But I will always remember that on the Tuesday, we were having Mexican food and doing this drawing. And I want to share this with you this morning because on Wednesday, I shared my first training video, right? So on Monday, I found out that I was running the marathon for Joe. On Wednesday, I did my first ever, like, can I even run for 10 seconds? And then on Wednesday, I got the news that my dad has been diagnosed with cancer. And I had got myself in a headspace. He's been going for tests and all sorts of stuff for 5 months. And he had a biopsy 3 weeks ago, but I kind of thought like they wouldn't keep anybody waiting 3 weeks to give them those results, would they? And my mum had rang the hospital on Wednesday to say, well, my mum had rang the hospital on Tuesday to say, can we have his results? And they said, oh, and they gave her an appointment for 3 weeks' time. So I said to my mum, it can't be anything to worry about, because if it was, they wouldn't make him wait 3 weeks. And my mum was stressing. So I said, why don't you just ring them again in the morning and just ask if they can give you a yes or no. I'm sure it's absolutely nothing to worry about if they're going to make him wait 3 weeks. So my mum rang again in the morning and got an appointment to see the consultant in the afternoon. And then my mum rang and gave me the news. So this afternoon, we've got to take him for an MRI. He's then got a chest x-ray on Sunday. And we don't know yet. We just know it's advanced cancer. We don't know how advanced. We don't know what we're looking at. We don't know if there's treatment available or not treatment available. Well, so he rang my dad on Wednesday. And he said, well, it's not, it's not like I'm 30 or 40. Right, I'm 80. I'm okay. And so I think now I will forever remember that the week that I got confirmation that I was running the marathon for Joe was the week that I found out my dad has cancer. As I said, we don't know anything yet. But I kind of sat there on Wednesday and thought, at least I've got another reason to be running, right? I've got another reason. Still doing it for Joe. Joe's the motivator. Joe's the one I'm raising the money for. And I know that whatever happens, she would absolutely be waiting at the finish line with her fucking massive, like, bright pink pom-pom. She would have worn the brightest colours. There's no way that she would run it. Oh, or maybe she would. She'd have probably trained. And again, that's another thing, right? Whenever we used to kind of walk around London together, she'd always have like a pair of flats in her bag. In this time of year, there'd be flip-flops. And then in winter, there'd be like tiny little ballet flats, because she used to wear these fucking enormous heels that she could never bloody walk in. She did brilliantly. But as soon as like we'd ever leave an event, it was like heels off, flats on. So this time of year, she would be walking around London with her flip-flops on and one of the brightest, either bright blue or bright pink dresses on. These enormous heels that she'd put on and just kind of wear. But I'm like, I don't know now if the news about my dad, if that makes this kind of doubly hard or gives me double the motivation. I don't know if it gives me double the strength. I don't know what it gives me, and maybe we need to know the situation with my dad before I can kind of think too much about that. But this morning, since the news about my dad, and in this stupid heat, I've had 2 nights of not sleeping. So let's talk about the run, right? I've had 2 nights of just no sleep. And 3 o'clock this morning, I'm like wide awake again. And part of me is like, just get out for a walk now. Like, I'm going to get out bloody 3 o'clock in the morning. Desperately was kind of willing myself to try and get back to sleep. So I put a little meditation on in bed, fell asleep for a bit longer, and woke up about 6:30ish, I think. And my immediate thought was, I haven't got time to get out. I haven't got time to get out now, because I need to take my stepson's got work experience this week. So I thought, I haven't got time to leave the house now. But there was a voice, right? I get to choose. I get to. I don't have to. I don't have to train. I don't have to get out of bed. I don't have to leave the house. I don't have to do anything. All right? I am stupidly doing this completely voluntarily. And I genuinely think any of us have got to be stupid to even contemplate 26.2 miles, right? This is not human. But I did realise, like, I get to do this. I get to get myself out of bed, try and squeeze into my leggings that did not want to go on because I'm already far too sweaty. Also, my HRT patches are not, they're not doing particularly well in this heat either. But I get to get out of bed. I get to try and squeeze myself into my leggings that definitely, we're not on right this morning. I get to get on my running shoes. I get to head out the house. I get to put one foot in front of the other, and I get to keep moving. I didn't put the app on this morning. I just needed, I don't know what I needed this morning. I needed some headspace. I needed to see what I could do. So this morning, I'm gutted it's not 3 miles, but I have done, can you see this? You see that? I've done nearly 6,000 steps and 2.83 miles. I'm going to work out what that is in kilometres, but I've done 2.83 miles. And I've run for a little bit of it, and I've walked for a little bit, and I've run for a bit, and I've walked for a little bit. The road that I did, definitely easier than the gravel, but I think I have found myself, an alarm went off then, I don't know if that's still recording or not, but I've found myself a nice little route. I think that's the route that I want to do. And I think if I can go over a little bridge and then a bit further along the other side of the river. So that might take me to about 3 miles, which I think is roughly 5k, right? I think I'll work that out. So I think I've found myself a nice, nearly kind of 5k route. And I think what I want to be able to do is just go a little bit faster and run a little bit more every single time that I do that. And I think what I'm going to do, again, rather than kind of alternate days, I just want to get out every morning. Because yesterday morning I wanted to get out. I thought, well, I could just go. And then in my head I thought, well, no, because you're going to do your training run again tomorrow, and you're going to stick to this couch to 5k, and you're going to do what you need to do. But there was something in me yesterday that just thought I want to get out. And I did some yoga instead. But I think, again, I'm going to play it by ear, right? It's day by day, step by step. But I think if I can do that route daily, and whether I walk it or whether I run it, and eventually, hopefully, that will be the bit that I run to, I have found my route. It feels like I've now got double the motivation. But also from a head perspective, this one is just tired. I just didn't want to do it. Just so tired. But there was a voice like, I get to do this. I get to choose to do this. And so I chose. I'm still bright red. I'm still sweaty and horrible and disgust. It's so hot already out there. But I get to do this. And so, I suppose from you guys, right? What I'm going to need is that level of motivation. I get to do this. This is choice. I have a choice. And cancer takes so many bloody choices away, doesn't it? So, double the motivation. I've pretty much done, I don't know if I've done double the distance from what I did the other day. I'll have to have a look at that as well. But I found my route. I know where I'm going. I know why I'm doing it. I know doubly why I'm doing it. We're going to get loads of money. I am going to find myself, I'm going to order myself a bright pink, flamingo pink headband. And I'm going to see if I can get it branded. Do you know what I realised as well? I bought a load of running stuff a couple of years ago. I think I said to you, didn't I? I sold the best running shoes ever on Vinted last year, because I was like, I'm never going to wear them again. But what I realised is that all of the actual running stuff that I bought on the one day where I clearly thought I was going to be a runner, that's all bright flamingo pink too. So maybe there was something going on there. So, yeah. An 80s sweatband. I'll get it branded if I can, running for Joe. If not, I'm just gonna have a bright pink sweatband because I need to get rid of it. And then maybe my face can match my sweatband. So red, so hot. Anyway, today's been hard. But we just keep going, right? One day at a time, one foot in front of the other. We just keep on going. As I said, maybe double the motivation, maybe double the reason to do it, I don't know. But not going to forget this week anytime soon. So thanks for those of you already that have subscribed. Thanks that have liked. Thanks that have shared. We're going to do this, right? We're going to get through this. I did share a little post on LinkedIn this morning about it, and Pancreatic Cancer UK have commented on that, so I'll give them a share in this video as well. We are gonna do this. I am getting over that bloody finish line. Again, I think that's been something for lots of you as well. Lots of you have been kind of sending me messages and stuff. And again, a reminder, I do not have to run 26.2, right? I just need to get across the finish line. And that's been a different mindset shift as well, right? I'm not like, oh my God, I've got to run 26.2 miles. I've just got to get across the finish line. That's all I've got to do. And if I can do it quickly, if I can do it running, I mean, even if I have to do it crawling, I'm getting across that finish line. I'm pleased with, I know I'm only 2 days into training, but I'm pleased with how those 2 days have gone. So thanks to all of you already that have supported. Thanks that have liked, thanks that have subscribed. Can you please keep sharing this page? I'm absolutely convinced that if enough of us like and comment and share and subscribe and do all this stuff, then there's got to be some bloody ad money that can come in the sponsorship pot, right? So let's see where we go with that. Anyway, it's Friday. I'm going to get out tomorrow morning. Sunday's Mick's birthday. I don't know what I'll do on Sunday, but I'm going to get out tomorrow morning, and then we'll just keep seeing where we go. So go and have an amazing day. Go and have an amazing week, and I will see you when I see you.